Hey everyone, how's it going? So I got a package in today, and this comes from Mr. Geek of All Trades. He was originally selling off a bit of his equipment because he's re-gearing, redoing, figuring out what he wants to do in the crypto market. So I figured I don't have one of these yet, so let me go buy one now, just so I have it, because you never know when you might need it. Let me put the camera down, we'll open this on up. Okay, so I cut the tape, but that's it so far. So let's go ahead and open this on up from Geek of All Trades. Haha! Finally! Yes, the whole package is just for Geek of All Trades stickers. Finally! No, not really, but thank you for the stickers, buddy. Very well packaged in here. And I do appreciate that you did not send packing peanuts. I've trolled enough people with that already. The rest of the box is empty. Just this. This is what matters. Can I do this one-handed? Haha, yes I did. Even better. If you can't tell, it's already a GPU. I think he's not doing the vast AI thing anymore. So he's getting rid of some of this stuff so he can probably lower his power usage in his house, and so he can use the money for other projects. So I was glad to pick this up if I can get it unwrapped here. Okay, there's the back side of it, and perfectly, he did it. Check it out. I have a custom signed NVIDIA GPU by GOAT. Now, what type of GPU is this? I know, but you don't. Where the heck is the label on here? Oh, well, I guess I can always just go this way, too. I got an EVGA GeForce RTX 3090 for the Win 3. I have 4 of the Win 3s, but I only have a 3070 Ti. This is my first 3090. Thank you very much, Geek. We're going to go ahead and plug this into the test bench up here. Now, before I plug in the 3090 into my test bench, I just released a video recently about building up this test bench and using the bench lab on the back part right here. The improvements I've done, you can see I've gotten rid of the regular 1X riser, and I've now got an X16 riser with a Gen 3 cable running on up. But not only is it running directly in there, if I unplug this real quick, you'll notice I have a secondary adapter in here by Elmore Labs. And if I can flip it over correctly, there you go. Now you can see there's a 4-pin EPS 12-volt power connector, and that powers the 75 watts max that comes out of the PCIe slot here. And we can still monitor how much power GPU is pulling directly from this. So it isolates it, but also allows me to have the full X16 available for GPU testing. So now it not only works on AMD and NVIDIA, it will also work flawlessly with Intel ARC cards that require resizable bar, and I've had real hit and miss with using 1X risers on Intel ARC. This takes care of that whole problem whatsoever. So let me go plug this back in, and let's plug the 3090 in. Okay, I got the bench lab screen pulled up. 3090 is plugged in and ready to go. This is reconnected to the X16 slot. Let's flip the power supply button. Let everything come online. Let's spin up. We can immediately see we have power showing up. Let's let it boot up again to HiveOS and see what we've got. Okay, so now it is up and mining CPU and GPU. Card looks perfectly fine. All the fans are good. The RGB is perfect. You gotta have the RGB. If we come over to the screen here, we can see we are mining Varus on the CPU, 33.9 megahash, and on the GPU, we are mining Dynex at 6.3 kilohash at roughly 165 watts. Let's see what the bench lab actually shows now. If I switch over, and if we take a look here, total system power, 269 watts, CPU power, 127 watts. GPU power, current, 147, 130, 121, 138. Yeah, this is why I like seeing this, because we can see the fluctuations with the power usage. Now we also have the EPS1. This is for the CPU, and I renamed this. Apparently you can rename these graphs. This used to be EPS2. This is now the GPU riser current and GPU riser power. So we can see we're pulling 34 watts through the X16 slot itself. Then PCIe 1, we're pulling 50 watts, 57 watts. PCIe 2, we're pulling 54 watts. And PCIe 3, we're only pulling 7 to 17 watts. And I have it set up right now. This is PCIe 1, this is PCIe 2, and this is PCIe 3. So it's interesting to see that the 3090 is not really using any power on this third one right here. It's actually throttled down. So chances are, when we pull more power on a different algorithm, which I'm not going to do in this video, it'll start utilizing this PCIe 8-pin power connector a lot more. Also, one note for anyone who wants to duplicate this style of test bench, this is a PCIe Gen 3 cable. I had issues when I initially started using it, and I had to plug in a little cheapo card directly in here just so I can get video. Go into the BIOS. The BIOS on this board for the PCIe slot speed was set to auto, which for some reason it didn't auto down to PCIe Gen 3. It would always go to Gen 4, and either it would boot up, never have video on this card, or in HiveOS it would just show up as malfunction if it even fully booted. Once I get into the BIOS and switched that X16 slot down to PCIe Gen 3, I've had absolutely zero issues with this whatsoever. So just keep that in mind if you make a test bench like this. So that's pretty much it for this video. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy the test bench. Geek, thank you again for selling me the 3090 at an undisclosed price. Thanks for the test bench. And honorable mention, Cats of Crypto just went live like 24 hours ago. Go ahead and grab yourself some. Remember Overboard Tech. Take it easy, everyone.